Welcome to Sermons on the Side. I'm Brad.
And I'm Richard.
And life can move pretty fast, so we're here to slow down, dig deep, and find the story hidden in everyday moments.
With years spent in ministry, friendship, and navigating real life together, we're all about blending humor, honesty, and faith into conversations that meet you right where you are.
So whether you're brand new or you're back for more, we are so glad you are here.
So relax, listen in, and let's discover meaning together.
In the ordinary, the messy, and everything in between.
Sermons on the Side, finding meaning in the everyday. On more than one occasion, I have pulled those out. It's like a little victory, and then I do a flex. I go, "Rah!" And I yell. And you've got my headphones on. I'm listening to music, so I'm like, that's probably not good for me to be, just giving this, let's go. And what are my neighbors thinking, right? I'm winning.
That's right.
In my mind. But they're going, I think he just lost him.
I think you need to install a scoreboard in your front yard.
That's it.
I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna just that was a home run for Rico.
Oh,
and then when
my
you pull it and
goodness.
fall over, it was a little ground rule double for the
That
weed.
is it. All right, everybody, here we are. There you are. And look, it's Brad Williams across the table from me. It is Sermons on the Side.
That's right. Look. Or wait.
Yeah, wait,
Listen.
nobody can look. It's only listening.
We're close, dude.
Okay.
We're closer.
Absolutely. It's gonna, one day, will be a video podcast.
Hey.
And won't it be glorious?
Well, that'll be for our viewers to decide.
Yeah, I suppose. Oh, my goodness. It's good to see you. Good to be recording with you once again,
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's good to see you. You look a little tan.
sir. Brother, I have been spending more time in the sun than I want to.
Wait, well, okay. Well, the last time we heard you, you were down in PCB hanging out.
Yeah, that was fine.
At the beach house.
All good. Beach house. Hashtag beach house.
Hashtag beach house.
But that's fine. But I have not, I have been in that less fun sun situation.
Uh-oh.
Working out in the yard.
Whew.
Doing the things, man.
Yeah.
Trimming the hedges and hey man, you ever own a pole saw?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm late to the pole saw party.
Oh, yeah.
But my brother in Christ, when I get out there and I can reach these limbs that are just taking a little bit too much territory,
Yeah,
and
right.
I need to cut these suckers back, bro, that's just a powerful feeling. It's this battery powered.
Oh, yeah. You start chopping off trees before you're too long. I wonder if this thing can get after this trunk.
I'm telling you, Rhonda has to actually keep me in check.
Those limbs.
Right, exactly.
Not those.
But anyway, just doing a lot of workout in the yard. Actually, more on that later.
Oh, okay.
During our sermon on the side today.
All right. You got teased out there.
But I just want you to know, here in Southwest Georgia, the heat is like, it wraps you up like you in a blanket. You walk out the door and it hits you. It's like a wall of humidity. And so I'm out there just for a couple of hours. And this has been several days, like 2 or 3 days in a row. I got some work done out there for only a couple hours at a time. I can't even explain how much sweat, just drenched, right? With the and so I pulled the shirt off. I lay the shirt over a chair just so it can dry out, because I don't want to throw it in the hamper with all the normal clothes.
Oh, yeah, dude. After 2 hours, that smells like a middle school boy's locker room, coach. That's right.
So anyway, man, I mean, like hours and hours later, still dripping wet. This shirt won't even. It can't even dry.
You gotta put the chair over another chair to dry the chair out.
Yeah, this is really gross, this stuff we're talking about. I just want to
welcome
apologize
to your
to
Thursday
everybody.
episode where we're talking about sweating in the yard.
But I also want to give a huge shout out to any of our listeners who do their work occupationally, what you do day in and day out, and you're out there in the elements, you have our respect and our prayers, and you are the heroes. Keep grinding.
That's right. We appreciate you.
Come on.
All right, man. Well, hey, I'm on pins and needles here. So you teased out the fact that, we're going to circle back to some yard work here. Let's dive straight into it. Let me hit me with your notes over there.
Why not? You see, I got a few notes here. Got a few. Hey, listen. So in the front yard area of our property, we got a whole section that's got azalea bushes.
Okay.
Azaleas. All right. These are awesome.
Say that one more time.
Azaleas.
Say it like regular.
Azaleas.
Okay. All right. You were struggling there for a second.
I did.
Azaleas.
Azaleas.
Now spell azalea.
Impossible.
I don't know if I can do. Is it start with A?
Got to, and then the second letter is a Z, which that's pretty cool.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm taking a guess here.
Yeah, man.
Azalea.
How often does that happen in the English language?
Hey, you don't count in public. I don't spell. So.
And apparently, I don't enunciate in public.
I'm kidding.
It's all good. But the azaleas, boy, when the azaleas are in bloom, and that happens during the springtime, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
If you're, for our golfing fans out there, the Masters, the azaleas at Augusta, incredible stuff. There's an old baseball joke, though, because azaleas bloom in April, but then they're gone by May. And so in baseball, which normally starts late March, early April, there are old-timer baseball commentators. If some athlete, some member of a certain team starts off really well, like they're hot, they're hitting the ball great, or they're pitching better than they've ever pitched in their lives, and it's surprising everybody. They're like, ooh, dude, this guy's doing so great. Imagine what it's going to be like at the end of the season. But the old timers will say, he's an azalea.
Really?
Meaning he's blooming in April, but he's done by June. He's not even,
I've never heard that before.
Pretty cool, right?
I love that.
I love that as a baseball
I'm going to
phrase.
start saying that to people. They're going to be like, oh, thank. Wait a second. Wait.
Methinks he just insulted me. Oh, that's so funny. But there's just this pretty large azalea bush, and there's actually several of them kind of all together. And so what I've been noticing as I've been doing some yard work is I started to notice these different vines that are growing out of the top of these rather tall azalea bush little layout we got in the front yard. So a vine in this situation is kind of like a weed would be in a flower bed. It's something you don't want there.
Right.
And you got to try to get it cleaned out because it's intruding on, listen, the azalea vibe totally getting messed up by these rogue vines.
Yeah, what are we doing?
I mean, my gosh, these things. And and they're tall. They're just shooting up really fast. I'll go in, I'll try to remove them. And if I don't get them removed adequately, man, they're back just like that. It's crazy. And they stretch so tall. There are some tree branches, some low-hanging tree branches that are near our azalea bushes. And these vines, if I don't watch it, they'll shoot up along with the azalea bushes, and then they'll just keep growing even taller. And it's almost, you can see these vines like they're reaching, trying to get to that low-hanging tree branch.
No wonder you were starting to just chop off some limbs.
Bro, I'm like, man, I
I'm
felt
not
like,
letting you guys get up here.
not on my watch. And so I'm digging around. I'm using little hedge clippers to try to snip these vines off and get them taken care of. But the crazy thing is that and these vines, I'm just going to be straight. These vines have become my arch enemy. Bro, I mean, these are the bad guys in my life right now. And I guess that's not bad. If your biggest worry is a vine, things are going.
Life's pretty good right now. If the front yard vines and the azalea bushes are enemy number one.
No, I guess
No,
it's
I'm
not
kidding.
the only bad thing in my life. But boy, these things. But when I get out there, I am on a mission.
Yeah, the last several days they've been
I'm going
public enemy number
I am
one.
going Colonel Nathan Jessup on these things. I'm just like, you know where?
Fantastic reference. Thank you. I appreciate that. Top Mount Rushmore movie for me of all time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A Few Good Men.
Yep.
Well, I cannot argue with that.
Thank you.
That is outstanding. But let me tell you more about these vines that I hate. And that apparently they hate me.
Okay, yeah.
Because the battle lines are drawn there.
And they're crossing them.
The interesting thing is that these vines, they grow alongside the good stuff. The azalea bushes themselves, and they grow up through there, and you don't notice them until they've grown and they've spread, and they start trying to take over. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. They're hard to remove. I call them sneaky. They're deceptive because they wind themselves around the branches, if I can call them branches, of the azalea bushes. So they'll start just shooting up straight, but then they're kind of weaving themselves in, making it harder to notice them until they sort of emerge out the top. And then I think, okay, I'm just going to kind of, pull that out. No big deal. But it's tangled up in everything. So that makes it kind of tough. They grow really fast. Here's something that I was fascinated by, but I'm just giving you my profile.
Yeah, come on.
Of the bad guys, the vines, right? They cling, and I put it tenaciously to whatever they're attached to. Bro, they are. Some of them got a little thorny action on them, so you got to wear the gloves when you're trying to pull them out of that. But, they grow back really quickly after being cut back. So really the only way to effectively take care of them is to find it as it begins to emerge. As this vine begins to show itself, I find it, but then I've got to trace it back all the way down to the ground so I can see where it starts and pull that thing up by the roots, which is tough. And then once I do that, once I've got it out of the ground. So now I've effectively killed the vine, but now it's still tangled up all up in my azalea bushes. So now I've got to work that out of there. And so sometimes if you saw me, it would be like a fail video that people would laugh at online or a reel. I feel like I've got it to a point where I can just tug on it and now I'll pull it out. More than once I've done that. And when it finally comes out, I fall backwards and look really stupid. But then there are sometimes when I get it just right and I untangle them well and then I just yank them out of there. And I have literally, on more than one occasion, I have pulled those out. It's like a little victory. And then I do a flex. I go, rah! And I yell. And you've got my headphones on. I'm listening to music. So I'm like, that's probably not good for me to be, just giving this, let's go. And, what are my neighbors thinking, right? I'm winning.
That's right.
In my mind. But they're going, I think he just lost.
I think you need to install a scoreboard in your front yard.
That's it.
I'm going to come over and I'm going to just that was a home run for Rico. And then when you pull it and fall over, it was a little ground rule double for the weed.
That is it. But look, they are truly, like I said, they're my enemy. They're my nemesis because vines, what they do, and then the same could be said for weeds and flower beds, like we were saying before. What they do is they take over and they steal the nutrients that the good plant needs.
Oh wow, yeah.
And they're sucking life, man. Sucking life out of these wonderful azalea bushes that we want to be intact and healthy so that next spring, for a little while, we can enjoy the blooming.
Yeah.
Now, here's why all this matters. It's because that's a picture of what happens in our life when we allow sin and brokenness and pain, bitterness, fear and shame to live unchecked in our lives. The soil of our soul ends up being ripe for weeds and vines to grow. And we might have some good things going in our life, but all the while, kind of just beneath the sight line, underneath all the leaves and what everybody sees in our life, there are vines that are wrapping around different parts of our life, choking it out.
Yeah.
That's why this is the sermon on the side for this week, is because we all have to get to the point where we're willing to take the hard look, and we're willing to dig below the surface, below maybe what's obvious about what we think is working or not working in our life, and not just deal or operate on the obvious surface level. Just snipping off the stuff that doesn't look good.
Yep.
And we do that, and it might look good for a little while, but all the stuff with the weeds and the vines is still going on underneath. And so that's why I wanted to. The Lord was really working on me and showing me that this really does reflect life. And that's why I wanted us to talk about it.
Yeah, I've said for a while now that, man, you want to get right with your relationship with the Lord, go do some yard work. No, and I mean that seriously, because all of a sudden you'll start realizing the parallel, at least in my life, I have seen the parallel of like yard work and heart work. You know what I'm saying?
Yard work and heart work. Baby, that is it.
Because what I'm talking about is, there might be times where, it's a little bit of weeds, and, all right, well, we got to snip those back. Well, there might be some situations where the weeds are just out of control, and obviously you've got to spend the time, and you might have to put on gloves, you might have to get branch trimmers, you might have to get you might have to get all sorts of tools to get them untwined and unwind and off of this branch and off of that,
Yes.
But here's the deal. We can do all of that in our own life as it relates to behaviors. Maybe just some little behaviors that we need to tweak, or some really big bad behaviors that we also need to tweak. But if we only focus on the behavior, we've completely missed out. And one of the things that you said about those weeds is they grow fast if not properly dealt with.
Oh, isn't that
and we
truth?
Don't deal with, and properly dealing with them isn't what we see from the weed. It happens underneath the ground.
That's so good.
And so properly dealing with the things in our life and our behaviors, it's not the things that are seen, it's the things that are unseen in our heart.
We actually talk about this a lot, and we've faced this personally, each of us as individuals, and in our community, which is a addiction recovery community, where guys we meet with every Tuesday night, and we get together and work on this kind of stuff. And we say this frequently, kind of this sort of conversation that you and I are having now with our listeners. And with our community, we say we could just stop doing the bad behaviors, and that would be a plus, okay? So we want the bad, but we want to stop doing stupid things, for sure. But if we don't get to the why of why we were doing, of what was driving the behavior that led to addiction, then we're not solving the problem fully.
Correct.
I do want to, I'm grateful to be sober and to be living in recovery. But it's so much more than just stop doing this behavior.
Right.
Like one of the things we say tongue in cheek is, oh, you thought your addiction was your biggest problem. Oh, no. There was something behind that, man.
Right.
There was something that was driving that. And I think we could apply that to anything. The example you gave a moment ago, or the picture you were painting for us, is we might have a listener that's going, man, I've really been wanting to deal with my anger. Like there's a temper problem. Okay, great. awesome for you to recognize something needs to be worked on. But I promise you, it's not just, are you getting freedom over your temper is not going to be about just, I'm not going to blow up next time I get mad. I'm not going to have outbursts. I'm not going to seethe in anger. Well, yeah, those are good things, but what we're going to do is we're going to find out what was driving it. What was underneath the surface. That's tracing it back to the ground, to where that vine or weed comes out of the ground and uprooting that daggone thing.
And so we're identifying that we've got to attack this at the root level. But here's the deal. I've experienced this at the new house that we've just moved into in the last couple of months.
Talk to us.
Dude, you talk about doing some yard work. Hello, bigger yard work. Amen. We've got these, some of them were weeds, but some of them look like show enough like plants that were growing on the side of our fence, separating us and our very nice neighbors that we've met and enjoy talking to, awesome. And they're awesome. Shout out Brian and G. Boom. So I asked Lisa the other day, this was maybe a week or so ago, when I was doing some yard work and I'm trimming some hedges and I got the weed whacker out there and I'm just trying to, I said, hey, there's I don't know what type of flower it is, but there's on the side fence and it's got a nice, it's not a huge flower, but it's a beautiful little bud. I said, do you want me to save it? Do you want to clip those flowers before I trim it back or whatever, blah, blah, blah. What'd she tell me?
Oh, dear.
It's actually a weed.
What? Something that looks good?
It was like, not poisonous, but like it's really bad for dogs.
Yikes.
And our two dogs eat everything in the backyard. If you're out there too long, they'll start eating you. I'm kidding. That's a horrible joke. They're very, very nice. They've never done anything bad.
They're lovely.
They are lovely. You've met them multiple times.
Delightful.
It blew my mind that was a weed. Because from, standing back 5, 10, 15, 25 feet, okay, it's a green with a bud and a nice couple of buds that, but the closer you get, you're like, sure enough, this is a weed. It's gross. It's vines. It's thorny. And you know what? Those buds aren't that pretty. And the fact that I know that this is detrimental to my dogs and to my kids, it's like, of course I'm going to get rid of that. And so, hey, let's not just do the smell test on our behaviors, because sometimes there might be something that we do a little left to right glance and we go, oh, okay, yeah, I'm sure that's fine. Right?
Because you're right. At a glance,
that must be just a flower. No problem there. But when we really investigate it, when we start asking some good questions, when we get some godly counsel, every single time you talk to Lisa Williams, it's godly counsel, by the way. Then all of a sudden, I'm serious. All of a sudden, we get to identify things with a little bit more discernment, with a little bit more wisdom. And we can start refining things a little bit better. So it's not just those big, bad, obvious things. Sometimes it can be a sneaky little, I don't know, a sneaky little lie from the enemy. Does that make sense?
That's blowing my mind. Yeah, I totally see that. And I love in that particular story that, what the coolest thing is that you didn't make that determination alone. You got other eyes on the situation. You got somebody you could trust.
Right.
And that's what, whether it's in this conversation with our recovery buds, in my own life, when I've said, no, I need to get help from some trusted people to help me do the vine work, to get down to that root, pull that thing up. I want to read you a cool quote, and then we're going to look at a Bible verse to wrap our things up. There's this great historical Christian figure named Jonathan Edwards. He was the preacher back in the Great Awakening during the colonial era, and he had a resolution that he wrote down that's been published for obviously hundreds of years now about this very thing. He said, I resolve that whenever I do any conspicuously evil action, I will trace it back until I come to the original cause. And then I will carefully endeavor to do so no more to stop doing the thing. And I will fight and pray with all my might against the origin of it. And that's what we're talking about. Let's stop dealing with the surface, making assumptions about what's growing out of the soil of our lives. Let's get to work. And let's get some help in doing that.
That's really good.
The cool Bible verse we have is found in Colossians chapter 3. It says that we should put to death the sinful earthly things working within us. The old version say mortify. To put to death the deeds, the sinful and earthly things lurking within us. And then it just goes on down the list. Have nothing to do with sexual immorality, impurity, lust, evil desires. Don't be greedy. And it just keeps talking about things. He says, you used to be that. That was life. That described life for you at one time. But you're trying to walk with Christ now. So now's the time to get rid of anger and rage, malicious behavior, slander, dirty language, and dishonesty. And it just says, it says, let's look at what's going on, and let's not just manage these behaviors.
Right.
Let's put them to death.
Cut them out.
I'm telling uproot them.
Correct. Throw down some Roundup.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
There ain't no minced words about that. That's not
That's really
hey,
strong.
let's just kind of think about it, or hey, let's really start working on it next quarter. It is a stop it now.
Right now.
Yep.
Let's do it. Maybe I think that's what God's saying to us as we're having this conversation. And maybe our listeners, it's ringing in their ears, and maybe in our hearts we're going, yeah, now's the time to stop dilly-dallying, or dancing around these issues. Let's address them. Let's get to the root, and let's uproot those things.
That's right.
Get some help with us. What does verse 10 tell us?
Well, I was about to say, that's only about half the battle. I say it's half the battle. That's a huge aspect of the battle, is stopping the bad behavior and uprooting all of these things that are listed out specifically in verse 8. But man, if we stop there, then we miss out on truly the message of the Bible, which is that God has come so that we may live life and live it to the full. Right?
Yes.
And so verse 10 says, okay, and you have to put on your new self. So after you've done all this, stopping this and uprooting that and round-upping this, then put on your new self, which is being renewed in the knowledge after the image of its creator. So it's not just, hey, blank slate, now I hope that weeds don't come back. Hey, we've done all that root work. Now here's a new thing of soil. Good luck. No, it's now we've got this new opportunity, and daily, every moment, every opportunity we have is to press in to the Lord, to be renewed in the knowledge after the image of the Creator. And that's a powerful verse in verse 10 to kind of come on the heels of all of this. Hey, stop this, and stop this. But then start this and start that.
So good. Oh, good stuff. And, it kind of links in some ways to our conversation last week where we were talking about renewing our minds, changing the way we think. And Romans chapter 12 says God can change you into a new person when we alter the way we think.
Yeah.
When we start thinking differently. And so, we're not just about removing stuff. We're about replanting.
Yeah.
And replacing and putting the image of the Creator into our yard.
That's right.
Our landscaping.
Into the soil of our hearts, right?
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. So, hey, thank you for going with me there, my friend. That's some good stuff. Thank you, Lord.
Good stuff. Thank you, man.
All right, now listen, before we go, I got to throw a question at you, and this is going to be our segment.
Okay.
All right. Look, you're a musician, right? You're a singer. You're a songwriter. You play instruments. So I hope this doesn't offend you.
Oh, no.
But or put you in a weird spot. I just need to know, in your mind, what's the most annoying songs that you've ever heard?
Oof.
That you were just like, please make it stop. kind of songs.
Yeah.
You got any of those?
Well, see, as a musician, I have an appreciation for many different genres, many different artists.
Right.
I like country. I like your good old-fashioned CCM, contemporary Christian music. I like old country. I like rap. I like hip-hop. I love jazz. I love Christmas music. Give me a little bit of reggae. I got to probably be on the beach.
Really?
But give me some ska. I love a couple of trombone solos. You feel me, dog?
Bro, you're just so diverse.
I like to think that I am. I don't listen to like all of that all the time. Oh, I love musicals. Give me some show tunes.
Come on.
Yeah.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a moment you've been waiting.
Whoa!
Boom.
You didn't think I was going there.
Dude, that was awesome.
There is absolutely a correct answer to this.
Oh, boy.
Lovely Day by Bill Withers. Whew. Dude.
That's a classic, by the way.
No, it is not. It is a classically horrible song.
No, it's playing in my mind.
I know it is. And can I tell you that's one of the reasons why it's such a bad song?
Great point.
Is because you listen to it and it is in your mind, not for the rest of the hour, not for the rest of the day because it's just such a catchy song. It is there for a week, my brother. You talk about a weed. That thing has implanted itself into your brain. Oh, dude, and I'll be honest with you. My son, Shep, loves that song. He wanted us to play it all the time. Thankfully, we've moved past it.
Is he phased out?
We phased that song out. But lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely. I mean, it just keeps going. And at the very end, the end is a lovely day.
It doesn't hold at that. Oh, no. God, ladies and gentlemen, Brad is recreating the longest. That has to be the longest.
Was that
note
that annoying? I might edit that out.
It was.
I'll edit it shorter.
But that's the whole point.
That's the whole point, dude.
You annoyed us. Congrats. No,
Thank you.
seriously.
Thank you.
But that's where you go. Man, I feel you.
Go listen to that song. For anybody that is disagreeing with me, go listen to that song. And don't do what millennials do. Don't go listen to the first little 30 seconds of the song and then text me and be like, oh, it's such a good song. Listen to the whole song twice. The whole song, including that end, twice. And then you text me and tell me if you enjoyed yourself. Because I'm going to tell you right now, anybody that texts me that, you lying. You just are.
Well, listen, man, thank you. You more than answered the question. You took us on a journey, and I wish we need to measure that out because you really held that.
I could have gone.
Bro.
You want me to? No. I could go. Yeah, I could go.
Listen, I believe you. I believe you. But listen,
that'll be whenever we do a live event with Sermons on the Side fans.
And we'll have people with stopwatches.
Oh, yeah, we'll do a competition. Who can hold the longest annoying note?
Yes, I love it. But anyway, thank you for answering the question. And maybe next week I'll share with you mine.
We need yours. Yeah, we need yours for sure.
You'll hear mine next week. But you know what this has been? This has been a lovely day.
Oh, my God.
I couldn't.
See?
Y'all, he's walking. He is literally walking out of the room. Okay, we've lost Brad. But you know what? He'll be back. And we hope you'll be back next Thursday for another episode of
Sermons on the Side.
You hit your knee when you lunged back into the chair. Oh,
that was the most unathletic moment of my life.
Now we're glad we're not a video.
I just hurt myself on a plush chair.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, if that was a video, we would. I'd have gone viral for that.
Okay,
moment.
But hey, that was good. That was a good answer. Okay. Good answer on that song.
Yeah, well,
I mean. Such a lovely. See, the brain worm is in now.
Yeah.
And now I can't get out of that song. Golly, man.
Good luck.
What have you done, Williams?
What, me?
Yeah. Oh
Bill.
wait. Oh wait. This and it was my
Not,
idea.
not Williams.
I'm the one
Withers.
that. But this is. I did ask, so I got what I deserved. Come on, man.